So overall, it shows the amount of cattle and a significant part that Ontario corn-fed beef has played in this overall fed cattle slaughter here in Ontario, and the growth it's had over the years, as stated by those bars. Next slide, please. The Ontario corn-fed beef program and cattle are driving the fed cattle sector in Ontario. So if you take a look at the graph on the left-hand side there, change in the Ontario fed cattle slaughter from 2020 and 2021. So you see that the Ontario corn-fed beef cattle were up another 10%. Non-corn-fed cattle were down below that. So when you look at that overall with all the fed cattle, it raises it by roughly 6% here. So the program is driving more cattle onto it as it's going overall. When we look at the second slide on the right-hand side of the page, the Ontario fed cattle compound annual growth rates for 2010 to 2021, that's where you see the really large growth of 20% going up there. And then the non-corn fed cattle dropping down there and all fed cattle. So it shows the significant traction that it's had as a program overall with that there. Next slide, please. This is one of the ones that worries me quite a bit when I look at it, and that's not only here in Ontario, but it's across North America, is the cow-calf inventory and the share of the Canadian total of the cow-calf sector. Our cow herd's declining at a time when I see there's a great number of opportunities here in Ontario and in the cattle feeding sector overall. Next slide, please. So adding value to Ontario beef through the quality assurance, and I know I've always got a lot of questions from producers, why we had the quality assurance and why they have to do the quality assurance. But I think you see, as the program has grown, it's been the glue that's held everything together, is that whole process. But if you look at it at the end of the day, and I realize, on a grand scheme, it doesn't seem much overall, but to me, it's quite a bit for a quality assurance program. It'd be one of the very few quality assurance programs that I think you can find out there. And over those years from 2011 to 2021, the program, the processors have put back into the Ontario corn-fed through the producers $8,723,094. So that's very significant when you consider the quality assurance part of it and what we do as quality assurance. And one thing I want to really touch on there is so we've been at this for 23 years of marketing efforts, and it's been a major driver for Ontario produced beef. Fundamentally, I believe the goal was originally is to focus on an Ontario-based program, feature what we have here in Ontario, but also take an ordinary commodity beef and add key marketing attributes to build the story that builds a brand in the marketplace. We've promoted the Ontario corn-fed beef program as an extraordinary beef product that it is, and this happens through partnerships at all levels through the chain. And at the end of the day, the main test still comes down to the end user and the consumer, and that's where the quality of our beef needs to deliver the experience and the eating quality the consumer is looking for. Through the branding and promotion of Ontario corn-fed program products, we've built the story and we've built the brand. We want the consumers not only to buy and enjoy our beef, we want to make them part of our family and part of our chain, so they become part of the program through their support of purchasing the brand. That is why it's so important for the brand to deliver the entire experience to the consumer. The sell factor is the fact that the consumer equates the brand overall and the great tasting beef products they eat back to the brand to purchase more. In the next 5 to 10 years, I do truly see steady growth in the Ontario feedlot sector. Everything is here. We have the land, the crops, the environment, and most of all, we have the best beef producers in the world right here in Ontario. You are efficient, you are committed, and you produce some of the greatest beef and eating experiences that are on the market. And we know that from our customers around the world. I put you and your product overall up against anyone in the world. We have a great product, and I firmly believe the best is yet to come. Ontario's feedlot sector has a lot of great opportunities, and we need to continue seizing on them opportunities. I want to thank you for your time here tonight to hear me, and I look forward to the presentations. Thank you.